So today I'm going to work on taking this front apron piece off. I've got a replacement coming. This one is pretty hammered. You can't really tell. There you go. You can see how hammered it is. So I'm going to do this by cutting out the factory spot welds. There's a couple ways to do it. Lots of people use a center punch, like so. Center punch the hole. Please use a ball peen hammer, not a claw hammer, because come on, really? And then you take your drill bit and you drill the center hole you center punched, and you drill that for the pin on the end of this cutter. There's a bunch of companies that make these. This one's kind of a cheap one. It doesn't have a very good spring tip, so you have to be very careful. And if you do not center punch the hole, these wander all over and make a mess. Now these work really neat. They make a nice hole. The problem is when you're done, you still have an 1/8 inch hole going through the metal you want to save. I do it a little bit different. I'm going to do it this way so you can see how it works, and then I'm going to show you my way that I think is better. Okie doke. Be right back. Okay, so I drilled out that hole. You can see what it does. It just cuts around the spot weld. And the reason I don't like these is if you look, you can see I cut all the way through both parent metal. Mostly because this sheet metal is super thin, and it's really hard to tell when you've went only through one layer. So I'm going to have to weld up whatever hole I end up putting in there. It's really the only reason I don't like these. And if you're trying to save this panel also, well, I guess it's alright, because you can use that as your rosette hole to rosette weld. So maybe that's better. If you're going to save this panel, this might be the best process. It just takes a while. You have to center punch the hole, you have to drill the hole, then you have to use the cutter. Yeah, my way doesn't take that long. I think it's better. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, here's my secret weapon. It is a angled grinder with a cutoff disc. This one pretty wore out, but it's perfect for these because it's small. It makes a smaller diameter hole. If you use a brand new one, it makes a bigger cut in the metal. So what you do is you go and you just take out the center of the punch. Like, see this one right here? So you just concentrate right around the edge. And this one's kind of cool because it has rust behind it, so you can actually see the heavy rust line. And see how I've ground away all the metal and left the thing. So when I peel this off, 2 minutes with a cleanup disc, and you won't even know that it was there. Now this one right here, of course, gave me trouble because I actually haven't done one of these in probably 20 years, so it took me a little while to figure it out, honestly. But look at this one right here. That one was easy. This one here is textbook, right on the edge there. And you notice I didn't have to drill a hole through the base metal, so I don't have a hole to weld up. Like I'm going to have here, I'm going to have to weld that hole up and fix whatever damage I did to the cutter. Some of those cutters have a lip on them to stop you from going, but this sheet metal is pretty thin. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. And I'll go all the way around. And literally I did these, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, in less than 5 minutes. It took me longer to find my face shield, than it did to actually do the work. Alright, I hope that helps you do your body work. Don't be afraid. It's only metal. That's what I say. It's only metal. Alright. Bye.